We live in a world that's constantly telling us to share everything. But today, we're going to dive into a really powerful and kind of countercultural idea, the architecture of personal discretion. We're going to explore how building a little structure for your privacy isn't about hiding. It's really about taking back control of your own story.
Oh, we've all been there, right? That feeling in your gut right after you hit send on a message, or you walk away from a conversation thinking, oh, why did I just say that? It's such a common feeling, especially now, when it feels like we're supposed to put our entire lives out there for everyone to see.
Well, there's a powerful idea that can help with that, and it's called personal discretion. And look, this isn't about being all mysterious or secretive. It's more of a skill, really. It's the deliberate practice of choosing what you share, and maybe more importantly, why you're sharing it. It's about becoming the architect of your own story. So let's start with the foundation, the first and most important pillar of this whole architecture, protecting your inner world. This isn't about putting up walls to keep people out. Think of it more like cultivating a private garden, a space where your own ideas and your plans can really grow strong before they have to face the outside world. And this private space, this garden, it's most crucial in three really specific areas of our lives: our biggest goals and dreams, our deepest insecurities, and the lessons we've learned from our past mistakes. So let's break down why each of these really does best with a little privacy.
Okay, so let's get into the psychology of this for a second, because it's actually fascinating. When you tell everyone about a big new goal, all that praise you get, the "wow, that's amazing" comments, it can actually trick your brain. You get this little hit of dopamine that it feels like you've already accomplished something. And that can seriously weaken your actual drive to do the hard work. Keeping it to yourself keeps that internal fire burning.
And you know what? The same exact logic applies to our insecurities. It's so tempting, right, to look for someone to say, no, you're great. But when we do that, we start to depend on others for our sense of self-worth. The harder path, sitting with those feelings, working through them privately, that's what builds real, resilient, unshakable confidence from the inside out.
And then there are our past mistakes. This one's tough. Sometimes sharing helps, for sure, but a lot of the time it just invites judgment, right when what you really need is just some space to process. When you work through those things on your own terms, you get to learn the lesson without having to carry the weight of someone else's opinion about it.
Okay, so we've talked about our inner world, but what happens when we take this idea and apply it to our relationships? Well, that's our second pillar. And it turns out personal discretion doesn't just make you stronger, it makes your connections with other people stronger too.
It really hinges on three core practices, and they're all about respecting the sort of sacred space within our most important bonds, with our families, our partners, and our friends. I mean, really think about it for a second. When you share a problem you're having with your partner or a family member, you're not just telling your story, you're telling their story too, and usually without their permission. Bringing in outside opinions can just muddy the waters and complicate things. The goal should be to work it out with the person you're actually in the relationship with, not with an audience. And all of this really shows you how trust is built step by step. When someone shares something personal with you, they're kind of testing you. And keeping what they told you safe, that's not just about being a good friend. It's an active choice, and it's probably the biggest sign of respect you can show someone.
All right, pillar number 3. This one brings us right into the real, tangible world. Money. Yeah, we're talking about financial privacy. It's a hugely important but often overlooked piece of living a well-designed life. And the idea here is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. The bottom line is, be discreet about your finances, both the good stuff and the struggles. And this isn't about being ashamed or secretive. It's about smartly managing how people see you. And why is that? It's because money, it just changes things between people, doesn't it? Sharing success can breed envy or create weird pressure. Sharing your struggles can invite judgment or tons of unsolicited and often unhelpful advice. Keeping your financial details private just lets your relationships be about genuine connection, not about numbers and comparison.
So you see what's happening here? We've got our inner world, our relationships, and our tangible world. When you start to bring these three pillars together, you realize that this whole architecture of discretion isn't really about hiding from the world. It's about having deep respect for yourself. And this, right here, is the heart of it all.
Practicing discretion is a quiet act of confidence. It's the radical idea that your plans are valid even if no one likes the post about them. It's knowing that your self-worth is yours. It's not something granted to you by other people. It's understanding that your life is your own masterpiece, not a performance for an audience.
So I want to leave you with a question to think about. In this world that just begs us to share every single piece of ourselves, what will you choose to keep? What parts of your life will you intentionally and powerfully protect, just for you?